This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. Today I'm very lucky to be joined by Ring Raps. So I've been there, mate. What have you been up to recently?
Oh, it was a late night. The Christmas soiree last night ended up in the casino, but we're here, Fred. We're here, mate. We're fighting on.
Did you win any money in the casino?
Yeah. I'm not one of those reckless guys. I mean, there's no way to actually guarantee you win in the casino, but you can manage your losses. But yeah, we had a good night last night. We put it this way: we ended up paying for the dinner, so it was a free night out. So it's all good.
Okay, what games did you? Was it blackjack, poker?
My friend drags us onto the free car poker table, but I'm a roulette strategist. So yeah, I play. I'm one of them boring tactical roulette players. I don't like just spraying numbers down, man. But yeah, no, roulette.
Okay, that sounds alright then. It's probably quite nice leaving a casino with more money we came in with, because most people will be the opposite.
Yeah, no. Even if you leave with your stake that you went in with, you've done well. So the house usually wins, but if you know when to leave the table, remember, gamble responsibly. But nah, in all jokes aside, I go to the casino just for a bit of light-hearted fun, man. You can't go there thinking you're gonna win. You can just hope. That's it.
Yeah, I guess you got to hope that's all we've really got. So, obviously, you were at the fights this weekend or the past weekend of Linden up anti Yarde and the Bradley Skeet versus Hamza fight, and you're a good friend of Bradley's. What do you kind of make of that fight and all the confusion that's happened after?
Well, first and foremost, apart from Yard's spectacular finish, it was for the main card fights. It was the fight of the night, and I was actually blown away by how good Bradley was. Roll back the years, looked like prime, if not better than prime Bradley Skeet. Hamza was, no disrespect, Hamza was very limited and slow coming out the blocks, and I didn't think he was even looking to close the distance till round 7. And obviously, we know what happened in round 8. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was a shambles, to be honest. I think it's that cliche of the referee trying to do as much as he can to protect the home fighter, the home prodigy, the rising star. But it's kind of sore because if you know the history, Bradley fought under the Frank Warren banner for donkey's years, and Frank made a little comment to that in the build up in the press. But I don't know. Hopefully, it's this week. The border control do the right thing that everyone's screaming for them to do, and that's the good thing, Fred. I think it's been a kind of across the board consensus, right? That everyone's like that was wrong, and fair play. Hamza's come out and he shouted out and said, "Look, I'll give you a rematch," which is honourable. That's an honourable thing to say, but he kind of has nowhere else to go with that because, as I said, everyone across the board knows that he won that fight circumstantially through a lack of, the referee giving a disqualification. So, yeah, my boy Bradley and Dominic Ingo are rightly pissed. Um, I was fuming. Man, because I was screaming. I couldn't believe how good Bradley. I saw comparisons to Pernell Whitaker. He was that was what I was seeing on Twitter. But he was boxing. He was boxing his brains off, man. And Hamza was trying to put the pressure on late, but it was too little, too late. And obviously reflexes and that when you're in there, you let your hands go. But when a guy's down on one knee, man, I don't know. I'm not a professional boxer, but I'm sure if you ask them, like that's as Bradley said in it, that's the instructions. That's the dressing room instructions. Go to neutral corner once your opponent's down. That's boxing 101.
It really surprised me because I was ringside with media how many fans Bradley Skeet had compared to Hamza. I mean, when the fight was getting announced at the start of the fight, how loud the cheer was for Bradley, and then how loud the cheer was for Bradley when he got up to carry on the fight. Do you think when he got hit at the back of the head a couple of times after he went down, do you think that was kind of it for him after that?
Yeah, I wasn't as close as you, but funny, I think sometimes being that close, it's hard to tell what's going on because you're craning your neck looking up at the ring, right? Um, from where I was, Bradley had his kind of back to me, so I could see that he was down. I could see that side of him, his right side, where he was exposed. Yeah, man, he'd been pushed down the round before because Hamza's a lot taller than him and more physical. Um, Bradley definitely looked concussed after that lengthy one knee. Really, he done well to get up, but I don't think Dominic wanted him to get up because he wanted the referee to do the right thing. So there was a bit of awkward moment there, and Dominic said that the referee cut in between their line of sight so that he couldn't communicate with Bradley anymore. That's what Dominic said in an interview. Um, I think Bradley was concussed after that, man. He went down again with about 6 seconds to go in the round. He got up again. And then the referee stopped it in the next round. Kind of looked like he was overcompensating for not doing the right thing in round 8. So, yeah, for me, man, listen, Hamza was trying to close the distance. He was coming on strong at the end. But it was only a 10-round fight. If it was a 12-round fight, I might have been like, you know what, all right, there's room for Hamza to try and turn this around with a few knockdowns in the later rounds. But I don't know, man. Even if he'd have got a couple of 10-8 rounds at the end, realistically, I had Bradley 6-1 up after 7 rounds. He could have been 7-0 up, but there's no way as the away fighter he's going to be getting a 7-0 from the judges. I reckon it was probably 5-2, maybe even 4-3 in some warped kind of bias. But he was rounds up, man. He was rounds up. Them cheap shots, they concussed him. That was it. Yeah, that was the beginning and the end.
Yeah, that's certainly right with this we just said there. It was the kind of beginning and the end. But then Hamza Sheeraz is an exceptional talent as well. You could kind of see him. It was almost as if Bradley was kind of winning the battle, but Hamza was winning the war almost, because you see him kind of coming on stronger at the end of each round. And one more fight at the main event I just want to touch on is Lyndon Arpanch Yarde. Now, you made a rap video or a rap song about that. How'd that go in the end? I put the link for that in the description as well.
Yeah, man. Thanks for that, Fred. Fred Talks Fighting. Rising Star. Yeah, no, I like making boxing freestyles, boxing content. Lyndon, shout out to Lyndon, shout out to Yarde. Congratulations, by the way. Big up Tunde, big up Pat. I like both camps for that fight. It was just a good British dust-up. Lyndon was the first fighter I ever interviewed, so I had a bit of an affinity with him. However, I know Tunde, and I've also met Yarde, and they're top guys as well. So I just wanted to see a good dust-up, to be fair. It was a bit of an anticlimax, and I think Lyndon wasn't happy with his performance. I think he said he could ride the shots, and he got his game plan wrong. But I mean, Yarde was on fire. I did notice that Lyndon looked a bit cold when he come out. He's probably not used to, that kind of massive event post-COVID, because their last fight was behind closed doors, effectively, right? So there's always a weird thing going on, and he came out second. And some fighters who are used to coming out first, they don't like coming out second, or, it takes longer to get to the ring. But I noticed Yarde looked really loose, and he was bouncing off the ropes, kind of like WWE style, like prior to the fight starting. And I said to my pal I was with, I was like, Lyndon looks a little bit static. Like, like boxers, like they're either skipping or they're shaking or they're doing twitches or they're doing that. Like, I didn't see any of those movements. And I was like, And even he said he thought he was too calm. But the interesting thing was that I saw in an interview that Lyndon said, it's 1-1. He said in the future we'll get it on again. So, you know what? Like, Boatsi was there ringside as well. Obviously, shout out to Boatsi waiting for his hand to repair. We got some really good 175ers in the UK, man, and beyond. So it's gonna get spicy, man. I think Yarde's gonna go on to do big things now. Obviously, keep an eye on the Joe Smith fight, and yeah, man, Lyndon will come again. He just got the game plan wrong on the night, and Yarde was too good. So yeah, shout out to both fighters, man. I like both guys.
Yeah, certainly Lyndon will come again, and it was a great win for Anthony Yarde there. But like I said before, how you did a rap kind of song for that? How'd that kind of turn out?
Yeah, it was good. It's always sometimes I put more planning into these things. Sometimes they're a bit lastminute.com. If I just get a bit of inspiration to do it, and yeah, it's always a bit strange when it's lastminute.com, because you get a certain amount of exposure through the socials, but you don't really get a long run up at it. But I don't really take too much into it, because if it's something I just do for the passion. So people liked it. Yeah, I think Pat Barrett reposted it. Yeah, man, it got a lot of reposts. So that's all good. But it's all about getting an official song for an event. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled, man. So we've got projects coming.
You got anything coming out before the end of the year?
Well, I mean, the end of the year's upon us, isn't it? And Christmas is here, man. I've got songs in the bag. It's just whether they warrant being rushed out, because, as I said, when you do it lastminute.com, it's all good. It's a nice little surprise for the people. But no, I think probably we're looking now at Brooke Khan. in February. That looks to be the next big focal point with something that I can get my juices flowing to write to. Because it's all good. Just you don't want to just be writing for the sake of it, like just doing it just because an event's coming up. You want to be engaged with the content that you're spitting about. So yeah, I think Brooke Khan Brook will be the next big one.
Yeah, Khan Brook is a very big fight, obviously, so many years in the making. And how long does it take you to write a song like that?
It depends, man. I mean, I could be bubbling away, and I could be just keeping my eye out for content. What I'll do, I'll monitor the interviews. I'll read between the lines if there's any needle on social media. So I kind of try and get like a gauge for it, like what's going on, like between them with the chemistry, and then a couple of hours. But I might be sitting on something for weeks in the sense that I might just, as I said, with this one, I'll let it marinate for a minute, and probably like January, once they start taking jibes at each other, I'll probably say, right, he said that. Now it kind of writes itself. So yeah, that's how it goes.
All right, that sounds pretty good. And for the Lyndon Arp and Yarde fight, did you release a song on the Thursday or was it the Wednesday?
Well, you've got me now. That casino was late last night, Fred. What? Thursday. Yeah, it was very last minute. Shout out to Luna Tune Boxing as well, who done the artwork. That was amazing. And yeah, shout out to Dan Mix Machine at New Gen Studios. Yeah, I also stayed up late for the American fights. Yeah, what did you think, Fred? What was your pick of the American fights this weekend?
Oh, you had Devin Haney, Judo Diaz, and then you also had Gervonta Davis, Isaac Cruz. I think the Tanks win over Isaac Cruz will age very well because I think Isaac Cruz is a very kind of underrated fighter. I think he performed very, very well, and hopefully now you're going to see Devin Haney versus George Kambosos. But before I let you go on the rest of your day, you got anything coming up before the year ends?
Oh, just Christmas with the family, try and make some money, and go on a nice holiday in January. But yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to the fights. There's a few more fights coming up. Just gonna keep my eyes peeled. But yeah, man, it's Christmas season now, man. Look, we're entertaining the festivities. That's what we're doing.
Have you got a big plan for 2022?
Yeah, not specific one thing apart from the thing we've spoke about before. But no, just to be active and have momentum building project to project. I think whereas before I kind of waited for big projects to come up, but obviously with the pandemic it was a bit disjointed. But now boxing's been coming thick and fast, right? We've probably had the best last quarter of boxing we've ever had. So I think next year there are a lot of fights now that will be made as a consequence of all the recent fights that have just unfolded. So I should be able to pick a solid topic for each month. But yeah, apart from that, man, you know what my big eye of, you know what the prize I've got my eye on, you know what the main project is. So that's my that's what do we call that, man? What do we call that?
Coming soon?
Well, no, I mean I've got that's my kind of
to be confirmed.
Yeah, there's that. That's my. Oh, you've got me now. You've got me lost for words. That's
it's kind of to be confirmed in the future.
Yeah, to be confirmed.
And obviously, I've got to say thank you so much for the T-shirt you just given me. I got it back here. It's kind of Halloween edition for the Johnny Fisher.
Yeah,
you'd just like to hold it up.
It worked out beautifully actually because it ended up being on. It was on the 30th, wasn't it? It was Halloween weekend. Obviously, Dillian didn't get to fight. He was there. Yeah, we did this collab, man. Me and Johnny Fisher did this collab. The eyes are scary, man.
Yeah, that is a nice T-shirt. Thank you. That is pretty cool.
This is the highest quality T-shirt that BoxFit do. Shout out to BoxFit. Shout out to Hexar Designs. He does all the stuff for Top Rank. I don't mess around.
And your logo on the other.
Yeah. He doesn't mess around. I always collab with. I know loads of designers and stuff, but I always try to cross collaborate with boxing people. So people that do artwork for boxing, people that are interested in boxing, even the engineer that I record with, he's a massive fan of boxing. So shout out to Grim Sickers as well. He's a massive fan of boxing. He hooked me up with the engineer Dan Machine. So yeah, you know what? I just try to surround myself nowadays with people that either watch boxing, like boxing. Like my missus, she loves boxing. So you know what? I think I'm gonna have to take her to Brooke Khan for Valentine's.
Yeah, that probably would be one of her. That's pretty cool having a girlfriend that loves boxing as well. And you said you partnered up with Looney Tunes for your song. Now Looney Tunes is based in America though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I work late hours, so I naturally organically sit on the American time clock a lot, which bodes well for me, like reaching out to American boxing media people or of the like. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's weird actually because you know how the algorithm works. Once you start following a certain batch of people, it will keep throwing you more of that kind of people. So it's just funny how Instagram and YouTube work like that. It's weird, but yeah, it's interesting actually because obviously I'm here in the UK and you know I'm really close with like loads of like you know like Johnny Fisher, Bradley Skeet. You know, as I said, Lyndon Arthur's cool. Like I love the British scene as well, and you know, big up the Ingle camp. I'm going to be going back up there soon to catch up with Dominic. But it's like, I don't know. It's weird, man. I find not now because Eddie's cross-pollinated, but a lot of the casuals, not the boxing hardcores, they'll watch everyone, but a lot of the casuals only watch British boxing or only know about American fighters. Like I clocked that with Americans. They used to be very ignorant to the British scene. AJ and Fury changed that. It forced them to have to pay attention, and now Eddie's just going hammer for tongue, man. So it's like they have no choice now but to watch.
Yeah, boxing is booming, especially British boxing. And do you think you might do some T-shirt collabs with Looney Tunes boxing at all?
Do you know? Oh boy, I mean, it's funny. He does his own merch, by the way, but that's something we could do. I mean, yeah, I'm open to everything, to be honest. I just want to make great boxing content, collaborations, material, merch, everything, man. Whether it's audio form, whether it's physical merch form, yeah. I just want to be involved, man. Who knows, man? You know, you never know what the future holds.
2022 will be a big year for Ring Raps, but thanks so much for the interview. And where can people find you? Instagram, Twitter, and if you want to shout out.
You know me, man. I'm a bit of an Instagram guy. It's just Ring Raps 1 and raps spelt like hand wraps with a W. Ring Raps 1. The Twitter's gonna under your advice. The Twitter's gonna start taking off a bit more now as well. So yeah, man. Ring Raps on Twitter as well.
Awesome. I'll put the links to those in the description. But right, thanks very much for your time. We'll catch up. We'll catch up soon.
Yeah, man. 100%.